Hey,
Hi.
Okay.
it's God.
Hey, Keisha, I love that color on you.
Oh, thank
That's one of
you.
my favorite colors. Teal.
Yo,
So I'm just gonna get to this one. No, I don't. I just you had to? I was hot.
Mhm.
It just
uh,
it came all of a sudden. It was like it's summer. And then it was like, no, it's not.
I got the change of life fan on.
Oh, that's a cool fan.
Look, I got all these lights going. I got lights going
I
all
need to
over
see
the house.
that.
Girl,
Yeah, the
I
lights
got the
be hot.
ceiling ones too. They be hot.
Yeah, they be hot.
The
Yeah,
track lighting is hot.
Mhm.
I need one of them Celeste for like I can glue that to the side of my nightstand.
I got one attached to the phone, and I be
Right,
walking around.
really? This right here, I got about six of them. Is at the desk, is in the car, is in
You
the
get you get them from Timu?
and no, I got them from Walmart, believe it or not. And people always take them from me. I meet a lady in a restaurant and she'll go, "Baby, where you get that from?" I said, "Go ahead, go ahead, you take it."
I take one too when I see because I need one like right by my bed because sometimes I just have it so cold I want to lighten it up for Keith so at least it's blowing on me. 'Cause,
Yeah,
Bless the Lord.
Timo has
Oh, oh, Keith.
can't get it from Walmart now, but you go to Timo.
like
Timo.
like me and my brother was laughing talking about like my mom is up in age so it's never a win-win situation at her house. In the wintertime, it's boiling hot. You know what I mean? Because she got like they went and got this insert to go inside the fireplace, which is with flames and stuff coming out of it. So you can't even sit in the living room and without like and they already know what I'm going to say, but do you think they would even try to turn it off before I get there? Because I tell you when I'm coming and
No.
I'll say it really quick. Oh, I'm getting hot. So they'll be scrambling to find the fan to turn the fan on, but that's not going to happen when this is over 500 degrees boiling over here. The whole room. I be saying, damn, is the walls going to be sweating? So in the summertime, then my mom is cold. You know what I mean? So as soon as I walk in the door, when you come in her door, the first thing you see is her thermostat. And I do this all the time, y'all. I'll be like, Mom, it say 83. Oh my God. How would she be like, oh, it don't feel like that, Mom?
They don't. The heat don't bother them.
I said, I can't stay here long. I tell her that. I said, I can't stay long. I can't.
That remind me of going to my grandma's. It's like
Oh, my grandma.
in the wintertime, we just sit on the porch. It's like, Corey, you come home. 'Cause it's too hot in the house. It's too hot.
See, my grandma used to in the summertime used to wear that Charlie Brown sweater. It was black and gold. And I used to be like, Grandma, ain't you hot? No,
Nope.
no, no, no. I'm like, and then a wool checker skirt on. I'm like,
Girl,
oh
that
my.
was my grandmother with that old tired little green thin jacket she used to wear. I'd be like, girl, what kind of colors is you wearing? Like, what you got on different materials? It's hot as hell outside.
A wool
Wool
skirt
skirt with a wool sweater and this green rain jacket. Like, what?
and
At least it
skin.
wasn't ratchet or nasty. How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
Well,
segue.
that's a good segue,
How
Celeste,
about that?
because
let's not belabor that. So
even at 4'11", her skirt still came below her
They
knees.
still had a whole lot of
was
kids too,
full
so
with
they weren't
11 too.
packing.
Yeah, no, and I will. Okay, this topic came to mind because people are blasting Felicia Rashad. Okay, and maybe it's just the times we live in that I don't know, but they're blasting poor Felicia Rashad, and Felicia Rashad is my girl.
I
And
love her too.
she's my girl. I'm telling you, she's just a picture of elegance. And if you don't like it, maybe you need to go back and look at her through the Cosby years and everything like that. She was always elegant, always. So they're criticizing her because Felicia Rashad says that no man is going to want to see his woman dressing half naked in public. Do y'all agree?
Where's the lie told?
Yeah.
Where's the lie told?
I mean,
And I'm not saying, I ain't saying they ain't gonna look. I'm not even saying they ain't gonna touch. But she said a man and his woman.
Right.
And I feel like there were no lies told. And the criticism I saw her receiving from one person, or I saw the same post multiple times, was that a woman who's been married 3 times can't tell me nothing. Okay.
Mm.
Whereas I feel like a woman who's been married 3 times
Hey, a whole lot of
knows
something.
she could tell you a whole lot, a whole lot. And so I think Kimmy, the way that you used the description when you were talking about her and her being elegant and of grace. And I think that what has happened is that's not every woman's desire.
Oh,
And
it's not.
so those are the people in which you're hearing from.
It's not.
And so that's how I see it. So it is what it is. You know, your man might want you to dress trashy when you're with him, but when you're not with him, he
Actually,
don't want you out there.
they when they go out together, like she have on like clothes where you can see her whole breast and everything, but he feels like he wants her to dress like that because he's with him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
Are you
doing
talking about Kanye? Did you
no,
say
I
Kanye?
have a friend.
Oh, oh, a friend. Yeah.
And
And
you'd be like, okay, she got the outfits to wear. It doesn't look to me. It looks sexy because she had the whole persona put together. I think it starts to look trashy.
And who were you speaking of?
It's a friend of mine.
Oh, okay.
I think it'll start to look trashy if it was someone else and they're just out there by themselves and people are starting to look at them like, do you have a man or something? I think it gives a different persona. I mean, it's not nothing I would do. It's not that I'm not comfortable with myself, but that's just not me. That's not my personality. It's not going to work for me. But I just saw um I just saw little Glorilla on at Coachella and she don't have no extra body parts put on her, but she was clapping her little ass out there and I was like I said, what the? I said, oh my God. I said, we don't leave nothing for nobody. Her little butt cheek was that big. I said, well, hands off to her. Maybe she get a BBL, but I was like, I said, like, huh? What is that?
well, what they used to say, just because they make it in your size, small or big, don't mean you should be wearing it, right?
She was
Kimmy, you
like,
said with your friend and his lady, it doesn't quite look trashy on her because she has the figure to wear what it is that she's wearing, and she's wearing it in certain situations or whatever. But yeah, just seeing somebody walking down the street and they got TNA all out, like for no reason, just because it's Tuesday, and a little of your T is kind of hanging out at the bottom just because, and then a little of your A is kind of up here, and I can see your thong. Like, why?
But
What's the purpose?
I'm thinking to myself, I very much agree with her. But no, I could say there's going to be some guys who like that because of their experience, because of life events, whatever happened. But after going to Jamaica for a week, right?
yeah, girl.
And girl, I was blushing. I was like, I just wanted to see, is there a string? Was there a cup? What is going on? And they were with guys. And they literally, the whole entire, she said A, so I ain't gonna curse. A was out, and the front had a lily pad. They did. And I was like, what the? And
well, now, but again, put it in context. You were in Jamaica on vacation with other people on vacation.
I don't
not
want to butt cheek.
You may not, but it is a vacation paradise. And so that's not, Lily Mae walking down the street in Richmond with that same outfit on. Like, I'm just saying.
Table where they ate with their butt and the juices flowing all over the place. I was like, it was just too much.
It was a lot. When I went to Jamaica, I was like, I'm gonna go to my bathing suit and just pull one of my cheeks out to fit in with the other people. I was
But
like,
it ain't just Jamaica, it's everywhere. And that's how
Yeah.
they dress, but it's vacation. I tend to not think twice on vacation when I see it, versus there are some women walking down the street or coming to the family cookout with that same outfit on. And I'm just like,
And
read the room.
bodies for it. Like it would be different if you had a good foundation and it was a piece of art and it was sexy. But sometimes I'd be like, and it just be, it just
Girl,
be,
you have to be like, this is not the Met Gala. So this is just
and
a
I think you should be able to wear whatever you want to wear. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta remember too, you're going to get kind of, type when they say type kids, you're gonna get treated a certain way
you're going to get the attention that you want.
that you want.
and all attention ain't good attention.
And all attention ain't good
And
attention.
sometimes
And so,
the guys, they
They
feel
think we
they
just
are
some old fogies.
huh?
I guess people would think we just some old fogies. So
Oh,
no,
Well,
Kimmy,
well,
listen, Kim, you remember being at the plateau, right? We used to spend a lot of time at the when we were younger, right?
yeah.
Huh? Yeah. You see what I mean? And remember walking down the street? I can have on a regular outfit with a t-shirt and the guys is grabbing your arms and stuff. But think about the girls who were dressed, the women who were dressed more, promiscuous or whatever, right? It did bring you attention. Some good, some bad, some you weren't ready to deal with. And so I just think, again, you can wear what you want to wear, but what is it that you're trying to convey when you're wearing it?
so
And
with
they
me
try
on
to
this
get back.
situation, as far as Felicia Rashad, just like you said, it's not she is truthful in what she says. However, and only a hit dog hollers, right? So if it if it pertains to you, then I mean it must have upset the person who made the criticism and it pertained to them. But again, it is you have to put it in context of where you are, right? Just like you said, walking down the street on a normal day, you won't want to do that. Being an entertainer, you might dress a certain way, but you're not doing that as far as the relationship is having a relationship, or man, you're doing this because you're an entertainer and this is how you dress for this situation. But in this, what she's saying about in a relationship, I mean, I don't think that he would want you to do that or you would want to do that yourself, because if that's the case, then maybe he's not as interested in you as his woman as you think that he is.
That would give me pause. You know what I mean? That would give
Yeah,
me pause because
Yeah. I hope it was clear what I was saying.
yeah,
and,
I got what you were
Um,
saying.
but I think there are some men like that.
yeah. I just
There
told you.
are.
Their
There
their
are.
their power, their achievements is based on what kind of baddie they can pick, right? And guess what? For real, I want her to just like this because I'm in control. So I'm low key like.
Look at what happened to Kanye at the award show, right?
mhm.
Kanye at the awards show with his wife, right? Um,
They said she gone now.
but you could convince her to do that, to dress like that, whether she has the body for it or not.
Right.
And you found out just how quickly, even being married to him, having a certain type of power or influence, I say, because I don't know about no power, but even a certain type of influence. And what she found out is all press ain't good press.
Right.
I think right after that she was gone. She left. She
Mhm.
said enough was enough. And I mean, like to me, I
But she
think
needed that to happen to say be gone. Like you,
yeah, I think that well, they said that she did that after he started to talk about not wanting children with Kim Kardashian. And I was like, that made you leave him, but you was running around nude and all kinds of stuff going on with him. He didn't like make you say something is really wrong here. Like I really think this is an episode he is having because he's been on a roll. But we're not going to entertain him. But I think about Megan Thee Stallion, you know what I mean? It's like she changed a lot about herself too. Like I used to think that she kind of, she still was sexy, but now we're going to the part where like she's going a little further. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
I haven't seen her, and
like her
I
whole
guess.
like I was like, ugh, ooh, you know what I mean? Like you're
Mhm.
already so super pretty. Like, do you have to do that? Like, do you have to do that? And I just said, Glorilla slapping her little mini cake together. Like that was
That
the first
mini.
that I ever saw. Like like
Y'all better leave my Glorilla alone because
I,
I like her.
I like her too. But Keisha, go ahead. She out there and she's not a dancing type of person, but somebody taught her that move and she was clapping that little mini cake together. I was like, oh my God. I was like,
The mini cakes. I'm so done.
Listen, I remember during my marriage, and I was just sitting here thinking, I remember I've always been top heavy. And I remember sometime having, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't have much donk, so I'm gonna catch your attention in the front. So I'm gonna have my boobs. I'm gonna make sure if I'm what I'm selling, I'm gonna have to sell from the front, right? And I remember my husband saying things like, I like that. You with me? You could wear that. He said, I like the men to look and see what they can have. So
Okay, exactly.
I attribute that some guys on their level, some of them on different levels, say,
They
you can't touch it. You can look at it. I want you to see what I'm
Right.
working with. I
But
can
but again, it still boils down to what you were comfortable with. See, you knew what you had, and
say,
then the way that you addressed it or dressed it, he liked. Like my husband said that to me one time. I had this bodysuit on and I wasn't sure. And he was like, yeah, I like it when you show your Atlanta housewife titties. I was like, what? He said, yeah, the way your Atlanta housewife titties. And I was like, Atlanta housewife though? Okay. But he but it did immediately make me more comfortable and less self-conscious. However, it was still a top that I purchased
right.
and had to take a chance with wearing, and he made me more comfortable wearing it. So I knew that this was something he was okay with. But he also said, but that's about as far as you can go when we out together. Don't be showing too much more than that or what. So you see what I mean? So yes, your husband liked it, my husband liked it, but my husband made it very clear, but that's about as far as we would go. And, he would want me to go and something like that. Now, we jokingly were like, yeah, I couldn't do anything less. And I remember wearing this mini skirt when they were popular in the 80s or whatever. And I went to walk out the house, thought I was cute. My grandmother was like, since when did we start wearing skirts to the waterline? And I was like, the waterline? And she was Southern, y'all. I didn't get it. So it took me 5 minutes before I got it. I went right back into the house. And so it because you're a representation of yourself, is what she said. Not just your family, but yourself. And what happens when you bend over?
Mhm.
I
What
just
are they gonna see?
and I went on several proms, but
Right. Me too.
prom, my grandma actually paid for the dress. She didn't see the dress. And it was you like back then it probably would have been considered provocative because it was sleeveless and it had like a little netted part on the stomach area, but nothing was showing. And I didn't have any boobs. So actually look, when I look at this picture now, it looked crazy because it looked like I got two darts going here. Because like it was nothing filling it up at all. At all, like straight bone and then like this, right? And I just
Very thin, y'all.
but you know what used to make me so self-conscious? I used to be thin, but I always had a butt.
Right.
Always had a butt. So my dad used to say, Kim, you gotta wear clothes that accent you. You can't keep wearing all these big floody clothes over, but I like big clothes. I do. I liked it when I was younger. But my dad used to say, you look like a broom with somebody threw their cloth around it because you're so thin.
So like my mother.
They can't tell you that. You
Yes.
you can't tell because I didn't have skinny legs. I had nice legs and I had a butt. But from this part up, anorexic. It was just nothing going on there. You couldn't even try to fill it up. It wasn't nothing happening there.
Or as my mom used to say, accentuate your waist and show it off because you won't have it for long. Do it as long as you can because it
Yeah.
will disappear. And
Absolutely.
so, yeah. Mhm.
So, but the point it taught me to learn to be comfortable with what I do have. You know what I mean? And, don't show it out, but show it off. If you see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
the difference. Don't show it out, but show it off. You see what I'm
right.
saying? Um, that's just the point that you gotta be happy with what you have, but you gotta have respect for your own self. And I think
Oh, for sure.
it's a line where you start to cross over that. That's just my opinion. So final thought.
My final thought would be that there are outfits that we wear for every day. There are outfits that we wear for certain occasions. And then, there are entertainers who go to functions all the time who the purpose of their career and what they're doing is to show off certain designers and still in a certain setting. And I think people need to keep that into consideration. It's not our everyday wear. But at the end of the day, do what makes you feel comfortable, but just recognize that all attention is not good attention.
Mhm.
Keisha?
Oh, I would say the same thing as Chauncey. You got to know the occasion. Um, you got to be comfortable with what you're wearing, but you have to be respectful, and know that you are representing yourself, um, and your family. So that's it.
I think my final thoughts is, consider the source. You know who what this lady represents. You know she represents elegance. If you're comfortable in your skin and you feel like you're making decisions that's best for you, you shouldn't be offended by her making that statement. You know what I'm saying? If you're comfortable with yourself. And also, keep in mind that when you dress like that, even though it's very nice for you and tasteful, think about those pictures like like Kimmy said that you got to look back at later because there's social media everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It is not good to look at
Look
now.
at that later and you fine with the presentation, rock on,
Rock on.
enjoy yourself.
Girl, I still got a prom picture where I had a light color bra on and you could see it through my dress. I still regret that to this day.
And then don't be mad at somebody treating you a certain way on social media or in a picture depicting you a certain way. But consider the source because we know what this lady represents.
Mm-hmm.
That I went to, I wore like this poofy dress. It was white. It went over my shoulder. I had a Kremlin skirt under it and stuff. But when I look at those pictures now, like it's beautiful. That was just beautiful, beautiful. When I look at my prom, I'm like, oh my God, why I look like something from Star Trek? Like, this is like the worst.
Bye, girl.
This is like the worst. I was like, oh my God. I'm like this. Oh my God. It's just all right. Joining me tonight is
It's just a lesson. And I would say that, loving yourself is taking pride in, how the world looks at you and how you appear to the world. So be careful.
be careful.
It's your girl Chauncey. What is it that you're trying to present? And do it to the best of your ability.
That's right.
And it's your girl Keisha. You learn and you grow at your own rate.
Mm-hmm. It's your girl Kimmy. Join us next Wednesday when we drop a new episode. Have a wonderful week on purpose. Take care.